Hello everyone, my name's Rosemary Morrow. I'm an Australian permaculturalist. I've been involved in permaculture from pretty close to the beginning. I think the thing about permaculture was, in the beginning, I thought it was all ridiculous new age stuff because I come from a science background, and that meant that I was inclined to dismiss it because it seemed like all cardboard and straw and I couldn't see the point. So faced with my own attitude of prejudice, I thought, I'll go and sit a course and find out. If I don't like it, I can leave. If I like it, I can stay. And that's my habit. Whenever I find myself with prejudice, I like to find out about it. So when I sat the course, I realised that this was most the complete way of human living that we've had up to then and up to now, that no one has actually produced anything quite like permaculture in the 30 or so years since then. They've found more evidence for permaculture. Huge evidence. The climate change is, of course, cutting edge. We know about ocean rise, we know about air pollution, but nothing has changed in terms of what we learnt then. We can add more. We look at the syllabus and say some things were done less than adequately. River restoration for permaculturalists, mariculture by the sea, island communities, very sketchy. So we've got a lot to do. However, the basis is there for us to do it. I guess that I find it very difficult, like everyone else, to define permaculture because it covers all of human living. It covers everything we do in terms of our eating, our food, our products, our shelter, our water, our air, and our relationships with each other, and our economy, which of course is a big question. So what I've seen in permaculture is the basic stability and wonder and miracle of a curriculum which I think gives us, in any other culture we would call it sacred knowledge, the ability to be involved with the earth and its systems without running them down and damaging them. But at the moment we're using permaculture to repair, to get them to a level where there's fairness for the next generation and for communities at risk. So there is some cutting edge permaculture. There are things like island communities with ocean rise, deltas that we're not dealing with and we need to be. We need to come up to scratch on urban permaculture because although we've gone a long way, it's far from being where we'd need it to adequately feed cities and keep them clean, beautiful places to live. And yet 5 billion people are going to be living in cities by, I think it's 2030. So where are we with that? I'm throwing down the challenges, but I think they're things that we need to be focusing on. We're starting to get a really good hold on, we have to set up parallel economic systems and erode capitalism, and I think that's on the way. We need to have work with refugees and disasters to deal with a world that's going to be more difficult, but we don't have to despair. If we despair, we're actually challenging God or any gods who know all, and that's not us. We're puny humans. I would hope to see a film on Europe, not about sheet mulch gardens, not particularly about chicken pens, not particularly community gardens, but I'd love to see it cutting edge communities. I'd like to see it in inner city difficult areas. I'd like to see it in, marginalised, maybe the Romani people, special subgroups around Europe. I'd like to see cutting edge. I want to see what people are doing with the economy and severely degraded landscapes. So I'd like it to push the boundaries and push the edges. I don't know if it can do that. I hope so, because I think a lot of us who have been in it for a long time, we're looking for those edges. If you're able to cover that, then those who get the basic under their belt will be looking for something for the next 10, 20 years. So I think it needs to be future looking.